Doubles and Coffee, Marvelous Marva, Marvin Gonzalez. Marvin, you going at Barry Padarak because influencers, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago got work and you going at Barry? Why are you going at Barry, Marva? Is it that Barry is more man than you could ever be, Marvelous Marva? Is that it? Well, Marvelous Marva, since you want to go at Barry, you mustn't be in Glass House and Peltstone because Barry is the Minister of Public Utilities. WASA hires citizens who are not connected to Barry in any form or fashion. Not his family, not his friend, not his campaign manager, not his girl, not his man, not his nothing. No connection whatsoever. So Marvelous Marva, let me ask you this. Is your sister working at WASA? Piaco? When was she hired at WASA? Piaco? And Marvelous Marva, Marvin Gonzalez, is your sister's name Melissa Pear? Was she hired at WASA Piaco up there in 2021, 2022 when you were the Minister of Public Utilities? Is that your beloved sister, Marvelous Marva? What's her salary? What's her position? What was the process to hire your sister at WASA? Please, Marvelous Marva, tell the population. You like to talk? Go and find all them media people outside the Red House and answer that question for me. Melissa Pear, is that your beloved sister, Marvelous Marva? And is she working at WASA? Did she get hired at WASA while you were the Minister of Public Utilities? And before that, was she some part of your secretariat at the Ministry of Public Utilities? And then the permanent secretary found out about your close familial relationship, and then you put you in WASA? Answer that, Marvelous Marva. You're going at Barry? Leave Barry, boy. Secondly, Alicia Romano, who is that, Marvelous Marva? Is that someone who worked intimately with you in your campaign in Lopino Bonnier? Your pictures were that she worked hard to put you in position to make sure the PNM won Aruka Lopino? Who's Alicia, what's her name? Alicia Romano. How did she reach to be that position, that corporate communications officer, manager at WASA? What is her salary? How much? 20, 30, 40,000 a month? What's her qualification? How she reached there? How come she's so lucky to be so connected to you politically and get a big work at WASA? You're getting on with Twiggy and Matara and whoever. What about Alicia Romano? Tell the population how she reached their big money at WASA. No, we ain't done there. And your boy Kyle Williams, a Rasta man, I see that picture on the internet already with you and he. What about him? How he got contract? What's his relationship with you politically? Is he the chairman of the PNM Aruka Lopino constituency? How he get contract and how he get bus route pass? What he is, an emergency officer, a doctor, a surgeon? How Kyle Williams get bus route pass under the PNM? As we talking bus route pass, what about Ecliffe Eli? How he get bus route pass? You have to get your suit on time? What's your relationship with Ecliffe Eli? How he got bus route pass? Have you ever gone to Miami with Ecliffe Eli on the same plane? Did you all sit next to each other, different seats? Did you all stay together? What's the relationship? Is it just a tailor-client relationship? Is it a buddy relationship? Is it a bromance? How come all you went to Miami on 3 separate occasions within 18 months? What all you went to do, Marvin? You want to answer? You want to ask question? Answer that. Don't take on Barry. The Douglas asking you something now. No. What was the qualifications of these people? And Marvelous Marvin, on August 20th, 2021, did you write a letter on your letterhead as a member of parliament for Aruka Lopino or Bonnier West, whatever the name of it was at that time? In 2021, did you write a letter to the Honorable Minister Kazim Hussein recommending 2 companies for contracts to do 4 projects in the constituency? What sort of procurement was that? What sort of process is that? Was that OPR approved? What is that process, Marvelous Marva, with your signature on it? I'm sure we could get people to circulate that now as the Doubles and Coffee hit it. What was that as you wrote to the minister then of Local Government, Rural Development, and so on to recommend you wanted 4 projects, and you gave 2 contractors. And one of those contractors, one of the directors, is an engineer at the Ministry of Works and Transport and so on. A fella called Adande Pickett. What's your relationship with Adande Pickett? Is it a man day Pickett or a Dan day Pickett? Tell me. And how come a man who have a big work, engineer work, big salary, you feeding them and getting contract, but you're vexed about Twiggy and Matara and whoever, Starks and them, get a little work to earn a living, to take care of the family. You vex for that? But your whole family, friends and political affiliates getting big work at WASA. Answer that now, Marvin. Don't God Barry. Matara is not Barry family. It's not Barry's sister. It's not Barry's girlfriend. It's not Barry's wife. It's a citizen who get a work. You see? Or they don't create no couture here. Furthermore, I ain't done there, no. Who's Brian Hutchinson, Marvelous Marvin? If I were to talk to Brian Hutchinson, what would he have to say about you? How long did he last as your manager of your constituency office or the MP office? 2 weeks? Why was he fired? Tell me. Because you want to go at Barry? Well, I come in at you, Marvelous Marva. Tell me about Brian Hutchinson. Okay? And let me tell you something. Were there any threats made to Brian Hutchinson in any form or fashion? Anything to do with his sexuality and so on? Marvelous Marva? Any of your compadres, your people, and Adande Piggott and all of these, anything like that that he would discuss? Who is Brian Hutchinson? Why was he hired by you and fired 2 weeks after? Furthermore, and finally, who is Crystal George? Marvelous Marva. Marvelous Marvin, who is Crystal George? And how much is Crystal George going to get from the taxpayers of this country because of your management? Because you were Minister of Public Utilities. Who is Crystal George? Is she suing the Ministry of Public Utilities? Why? Where that case reach? And what is the risk to the taxpayer of behavior that seems to be a pattern of yours? Remember, we're still waiting. The man, the investigator who you tell to investigate because you put managers inside a WASA who tell him to investigate the wrong man driving the WASA van. And you weren't happy with his investigation. And pressure was brought to bear on managers to tell the man who investigated to change his evidence, to change his report. And he refused so to do because he's a man of character. What about that case, Marvelous Marvin? Nobody accused Barry of trying to interfere with an investigation and telling managers to tell an investigator to change his report. Where that case reached? And what's the risk to the taxpayer about that management style? You see, when you want to come to talk, Marvelous Marva, you have to know the Douglas right here. So answer some of them questions now. And finally, Marvelous Marva. And I hear Twiggy, you know. What your wife catch you doing home? Tell the country. That's all we want to know. Tell she what she catch you? She catch you cooking crab and dumpling? She catch you cutting the grass with a weed whacker? What your wife, your ex-wife, who divorced you very quickly, what she caught you doing home by you? You want to go at Barry? Barry is more man than you. Marvelous Marva. Bless. I hope you're driving on the bus route with Ecliffe Eli still. Enjoy your flight.